Alright guys, still playing around with this camera, and just gonna do a quick video here as I put some clear sealer on a few cars. Needed to change the oil in my wife's vehicle, change the air filter, get that thing caught up with maintenance, and been busy at work. Had to put in a few extra hours, get some stuff done by the end of the fiscal year. So if you don't know, the government goes from it's October to September, what they call their fiscal year. So September 30th, leading up to September 30th, is always a flurry of activity. Contracts get renewed, money gets spent, money has to be spent by the end of the fiscal year, all that kind of stuff. So usually, and then of course, a lot of times projects have to be done by that time. So had to get some work done, put in a few extra hours to get that done. Cuts into my hobby time. Such is life as a person who works with the government. So I basically have the same kind of angle. I shouldn't say same angle, it's the same position. It's just I lowered it. I lowered the camera a little bit, so it's a little bit easier for me as I kind of lean in and I kind of have to lean in. Before I kind of had to lean to the side, but now I can kind of lean right over the top as the camera's a little lower. Well, the big news of the day, of the last few days, is President Trump has contracted the coronavirus, his wife too, 3 Republican senators, staff members, Cam Newton, a number of Tennessee Titans players. Yeah, I mean, people are like, oh, it's getting real. Well, yeah, we've had a lot of people get the virus. Some have survived. Actually, most have survived, and some have died, of course. So, praying the president and his family recovers. And it's interesting that the NASCAR has had, Austin Dillon and Jimmy Johnson test positive, but then they were later apparently false positives. So I was kind of hoping that, President and other people, these were false positives. So I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't look like it's false positive because the president has some symptoms, but definitely hope he pulls through. As with everybody that has the virus, don't want anybody to have difficulty with this thing. I kind of like this car. I mean, it's got some character to it. White, blue, and black. I think I've got... Oh yeah, I didn't dot the pins for the trunk. I need to do that. And then I think a couple coats of clear sealer, and that'll be it for that thing. So I went ahead and I put 3 coats on this thing. And like I said the other day, need to get some paint. I'm going to put some paint across here. I just put a coat on it, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm real happy with the way that the trunk turned out. That looks pretty good. Sometimes the decal doesn't. This is drying up. The decal doesn't quite, conform around those little pins on the diecast body. But this one did. This one did pretty well. Yeah, if you're wondering what that noise is, so I don't know. I guess I should put up some insulation and some drywall, but that's our hot water heater. You can hear it's a gas hot water heater that's blowing gas because my daughter's in the shower, so. And that's one thing I remember growing up, man. My dad used to jump all over us kids for taking too long showers. And, my girls don't do too bad. They got the long hair and all that stuff, and, whatever. They got to take a little extra time to wash their hair because it's long. It's one nice thing about being a guy. You can have super short hair and be in and out of the shower real quick. All right. Okay. Now on this Chevy, there's no little dot on the diecast body, so it's just completely flat. So what I do is I just kind of eyeball where they should go. Right, like one here, and then one on this side. And then it already has these from the decal set, already has hood pins on there. And on the Camaros, because there's no dot for the, there's no little raised area on the diecast body for the hood pins. I like to just, if I can, use the decal set with the little hood pins there. So yeah, got the roof lines done. I think this one is pretty much ready to go. This little pet peeve, right? So these don't line up ever so slightly on this back corner here. See that? This side lined up a little bit. There's a little overhang right there. But on these cars, obviously I'm shooting for the perfect car, and this doesn't line up here, but it's not the end of the world there. This doesn't line up with the wheel well there. It's a little white exposed there. But it lines up pretty good here. And there's no like ripple through here. There's no raised area. This is really, I won't say a popular area, but this is a area that's really prone to bubbles and seams. So if I can get this smoothed out like this, that's good. Yeah, I wish this would line up, but I've got a little bit of a overhang here. I didn't cut this perfectly, so I could do one of two things. I could take the X-Acto knife and trim it, but a lot of times what I'll do, and the problem with that is it scores the splitter a lot of times if I'm not too careful, and I have to paint it anyways. So I think I'll just paint over it ever so carefully with the black, and just kind of, you know, that'll hide that area. Got a little tiny crease right here, right there, but it's not too bad. This looks pretty good through here, down here. I wish this would line up, but it doesn't. Oh well, you know, trying to put forth my best effort on these things, for sure. All right, let's close this up. I'm gonna start working. Let me back this thing up a little bit here. I'm gonna start working. Been saying this probably for a little while. I got to get these painted, wire brushed and primed and painted. I can put this. I think I can put this back together, and with the screws, and then I can start working this PPG car. And then I got those Ryan Blaney Pertex cars to work. Yeah, and I got a request for another Furniture Row Kenny Wallace car, so I'm going to do that. Kind of in my spare time, so. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and hope you're doing well. God bless you, and we'll talk to you next video. Alright, out here.